Here we have the current stock market update for SIRIUS XM Holdings Incorporated, stock ticker SIRI. Before we begin, if you find these educational materials to be helpful in your trading, please remember to click the like and subscribe buttons and leave your thoughts below in the comment section so that other traders will be able to find this information more easily on the platform. So here we're going to be looking at the daily price chart. Each candle on this price chart represents a 1 full day trading period. And I wanted to sort of take a broader view here because I've started to cover this stock a bit more regularly. I am actually a fan of the product. I think that it's an excellent product, but the stock itself is clearly in major trouble at the moment. So this, is sort of a good example of a situation where, you might be the fan of a company or a product, but you might not necessarily want to buy the stock. I sort of feel that way about Palantir at the moment. I'm definitely a fan of the company, but the forward PE ratio is a bit crazy. So it's a bit too rich for me. I'd rather find stocks that are cheaper. So, we're going to take a broader view here and take a bit of a step back just so we can sort of assess the longer term situation at the moment. Because we're seeing some fairly steep price declines here, and we're actually moving into some new 52-week lows for the stock. So we're going to drill into this price chart, and we're going to look at some specific price levels. We're going to find some support and resistance zones here, and we're going to identify hopefully some trading strategies here that could be useful for this stock going forward. So what we're dealing with currently is we have now broken to new lows here. This prior low, which came in at 2260, has now been broken. So we're going to have to revise this. The new lows come in at 2273. So we're going to have to change this here. And, it's very clear that this stock, the momentum here is clearly focused on the downside. When I initially started to cover this stock, we were trading back into this. We were getting a bit of a rally here. There was some interest from several people because, the share price was starting to bounce off of these prior lows, coming in right around $24 per share, just above there. And we were starting to see a bounce. So, there were some legitimate questions at that point. Are these the lows? Are we ready to see this, the share price move higher? We're trading at long-term lows. So, it was a fair question. Are we really ready to, start to see a reversal here? But I recommended against that, and I said that this was actually more of a sell position, mainly because this new price low here did break the prior low for the stock. So, what we're looking at here was a price level that came in at 2443. That would be the September 10 trading session. And, this prior low came in at 2467. So this new low here did actually break below here. We did see a bit of a relief rally following that period, but the damage had already been done at this point. We'd already seen a significant amount of downside price movement, and then if we're looking at this prior move from 2467 to 4120, all of that trading activity broke below the 78.6% fib retracement of that prior ascending move. So there really wasn't much reason to expect share prices to see a sustainable or long-term bounce at that point. There were several reasons to believe that the stock was actually just seeing a bit of a short-term relief rally on the shorter-term time frames, possibly 5-minute price charts and things like that. But this rally was not looking sustainable at all. And as we can see here, we moved right back into prior resistance levels from back here. So if we look at the prior price low, which came in during the August 5 trading session, we can see that that price low came in right around 2860, and then this recent high would have posted at 2905. So you're talking about less than $50 in share price movement to the top side before you start to see prices just rapidly descend once again and hit new 52-week lows. So, we didn't even get a daily close above this resist. We have to call it a resistance level. I mean, previously it would have been a support zone, but that's how this stuff works. It's when you see a support zone previously, and then that support zone breaks to the downside, as this one did. When you retest it from the top side, it's actually expected to work as resistance. This is actually a fairly good example. Chart example. This is a pretty good lesson to watch here. because this is actually how this works. I mean, if you see a share price support zone break, when you test it from the bottom, it's expected to work as resistance, and we can see that this is exactly how this played out here. We didn't see a daily close above this white line, so we've got this green candle here where you do have a spike high above that white line, which means that the ultimate high for the day was up there. Surpassing that level, but we didn't get a daily close above there. So the way that you know that is the body of the candle does not close above that white line. So we didn't actually see a price close above there. And what this tells us is that this is a resistance zone that has now been reconfirmed. So you see a break of support, you see a retest of resistance. And now what you're looking at is another share price break to the downside. You're looking at a new low for the stock, a 52-week low, and share prices that have now breached through that 2443 low that was posted on September 10. So, there are a lot of signals here that we're working at the same time. And then, we haven't even gotten into the indicator reading yet because there are additional signals there as well. What we can see here is that the share price itself, has broken through its prior uptrend. So this is the relative strength index. This gives us the stock's momentum reading. And what we can see here is that, we were starting to see some upward momentum here. So there were some fair questions that could be asked about whether or not this was ready to be a buy. Where are we going to see a reversal here? Is this a good value at current levels? These were all fair questions to be asking because it's also not a bad product. I think the company has some problems. I think that they overpay for some of the quote unquote talent that they use. A lot of those people have no talent whatsoever, in my opinion. Although I am a fan of the product overall. But as we can see here, this upward momentum signal has now been broken, and the dominant trend momentum that remains in place here is negative. It is focused on the downside direction. So overall, this is a very negative picture here, and this doesn't really suggest that share prices are ready to bounce soon. I don't think this stock goes to zero. I don't think it's worth zero. But I do think that there is some restructuring that needs to go on at the company, and I think they also need to think about how much they're paying people. Compare what SIRIUS XM is paying to what other social media platforms pay for people that generate content on those platforms. I mean, it's a very wide difference, and this is probably why you see companies like Google outperforming companies like SIRIUS XM. So here's the current stock market update for SIRIUS XM Holdings, stock ticker SIRI. Our high value trading strategies membership is currently available for a limited time for only $9.99 per month. These high conviction investment strategies are characterized by superior risk to reward metrics that target massive market beating returns over time. Join now to outperform the market, lock in this special introductory rate of just $9.99 per month for the entire lifetime of your membership, and start trading stocks with the pros.